Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Time for an update on the compact. So I've decided to now go from a medium case diff to a small case diff, and the reason for that is that I want to change the ratios. So I'm going to go from a 3.15, which is the medium case diff, to a 3.73, which is a small case diff from a 316, I believe. The two diffs are just on the table here. So you can see the difference between a medium case diff and a small case diff. The mounting points, which are here and here, are the same, but as you can see, overall the medium case diff is taller. Now, from what I understand, the prop shaft has got scope to basically elongate the length, so that should take up the slack in the difference in height between the two. You'll also notice that the output flanges are different. On the medium case diff they're bigger, on the small case diff they're smaller. The input flanges are the same, so that's not a problem. So I know on E46s, if you want to maintain your medium case drive shafts, you can take the output flanges out of the medium case diff, put them into the small case diff. You've got to cut and shorten the ends of the splines a little bit, and then you weld them into the small case. From what I've seen, it's actually a lot easier with an E46 because the splines and the lengths and the shoulders are the same between the medium case and the small case diff. I'll take them out and show you that. So in essence, it's kind of plug and play. You take your output flanges out of the medium case, you put them into the small case, and you're good to go. What I'll do is I'm just going to measure the distance between here and here, just to make sure when I take them out and put them in here, the distance is the same, so I don't have to basically stretch the drive shafts too much. But that from what I've read, that should be fine. I've already opened this diff up. Just take this up and started to give it a bit of a clean. Sprayed it with some brake cleaner and giving it a bit of a jet, just to clean as much of that gearbox or differential fluid, if you want to call it. So it is relatively clean in there now. Still stinks, but it's kind of clean. What I'll do is I'm going to leave it another blast of brake cleaner, and then I'm just going to put a blowtorch in it to try and burn off any remaining oil before I start to weld it. And I've also made up these little steel plates just to aid the welding. I know a lot of people say you don't need to do it, but I always prefer to do it. But the last diff I did, I put little plates in it. So let's spin this round. Yeah, they literally just fit. I can put them the right way around in there, like so. Right, so I'll put the camera down, start making some measurements. I'll knock these flanges out just so you can see the difference, and then I'll give you another update. Okay, so that's a small case, that's a medium case, and as you can see, the shoulders, the splines, that little pin are all identical. So if you line them up that way, you can see the lengths, the shoulders, the splines, everything are the same. So when that is in when the medium case is in the small case diff, it will clip in, no problem. It won't need to be kind of cut and shortened and welded in, so they will clip in. You can see that shoulder is longer than that shoulder, so these output flanges should sit further out in the small case diff, and therefore kind of make up the length, because as you can physically see, the small case diff is smaller in all proportions, both in terms of width, height and length. So if we pop the medium case flanges into the small case diff, measure it and see if it's still 29.5 from the table to the end of the flange, we'll know it's the right. Okay, that's about 27.5 and that was 29.5. So we're about 2 centimetres out, which is about a centimetre each side, so I don't think that's too bad. I think the drive shafts can take that, but I guess we're going to find out. I was hoping it'd be the same, but they're not, but it is what it is. You can see it's all nice and clean and dry. And then now when I start to weld, I shouldn't get any spatter and spitting from unburnt or residual oil. Okay, so just about to start welding it up. What I'm going to do first is weld in each of the 4 corners. Once that's done, I'll put my plate in and then weld all the way around, and that should be it. The light's helping or making it worse, but you can see in all 4 corners all the gears are nicely melted. So I'll put that plate in now and just weld round. Seated in there nicely. Right, it's nice and hot. Happy with that. So what I'll do is let it cool down, try and clean off some of that splatter, fill it with oil, and that's it, good to go. I'm just going to make sure now that it actually rotates. I'm assuming it's going to be a bit stiff because things have expanded, and obviously there's no grease in there or oil in there now, so I wouldn't imagine it's going to freely rotate, but it should spin. It looks like it's okay. Right, I'll probably end the video here. That's it in terms of welding the diff. Obviously I've explained the differences between a small case and a medium case. The one that's in the car actually is a 3.15, that's a 2.93, and the one that's going to go in is a 3.73. So that should basically wake up third gear, because at the moment third gear feels really long. So I'm not looking to make third gear second gear, but I would like to just kind of change the dynamics of third gear a little bit to make it a little bit more lively and not so long. I think third gear at the moment does like 90 or 100 miles an hour or something. So with this one, I think it drops it down to about 75, 74, something like that. Not a huge difference, but it just shifts it slightly to the left in terms of the gearing. So yeah, anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next update. Cheers, bye.